What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bonita Springs, Florida. We just got off the highway. There's Interstate 75 over there, and right off the exit, as soon as we get out, is our first homeless person here in Bonita Springs. So it didn't take more than just going off the first exit to find our first homeless person here in Bonita. I'm going to take you guys to a few homeless camps that have existed in Bonita Springs since eternity. I've always known that these homeless camps have existed. I've just never took you guys there. Literally, guys, it's an embarrassment that all you have to do is get off the highway in Bonita and you find yourself in homeless camps. You can see here somebody's got 2 suitcases and a pair of shoes. And that, quite literally, is the situation here in Bonita Springs. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Dang it. Dang it, I hate these vines. Guys been asking me why don't I wear better clothing. Guys, it's 100 degrees out here. No exaggeration. The car thermostat's reading 100 degrees. Heat index this week's been pushing 110. And bro, I'm 280 pounds, you know? When you get to my weight class, you ain't putting on some heavy gear and going out there in this Florida heat without passing out. All right, guys, so let's enter this jungle here and see if we can find the homeless camps. We're in Bonita Springs, Florida, guys. Let's see if we can find ourselves some hidden homeless camps in the woods. All right, guys, let's see if we can enter one of these homeless camps. This isn't the biggest one. The bigger one we're gonna go to later on today. But just to get started out here, not sure why there's cables on the ground, but this is one site. Welcome to Bonita Springs, Florida. No, they do have garbage cans, tents. Pasando, primo, pasando. This is just one of many homeless camps here in Bonita Springs. Now, a lot of these homeless camps were abandoned because of the new law that happened. Some of these homeless camps had a lot of illegals, not all of them. But as you can see, there's a lot of spray paint cans here. And that is for huffing, which is a horrendous thing. People's garbage cans and drag them out here for the garbage. But you can clearly tell that the person here is engaging in what's known as huffing. This is a horrendous activity. It destroys all your brain cells. But as you can see, you know, that's what's going on here in Bonita. And I grew up in this area about 5 miles south of here. So I'm very familiar with this area, and a lot of the people in this area do this. Engaging in these, you know, activities that they're going to be very violent and hostile. You can see through the woods another camp over there. So yes, there are homeless camps in Bonita. So this is our first legitimate homeless camp here in Bonita. You can see there's a river here, or I think this is called Oak Creek, which it's a really nice creek. And actually, they just built brand new apartments on the other side. I'm trying to get to the homeless camps that are a little bit this way, but it's getting awfully difficult to maneuver through this crap. And I'm gonna keep pushing through this crap because I can already see another camp in front of me. Furious. Oh, I got cut with glass. Oh, damn it, I just picked up a serious injury. Oh, guys, I just got cut to the soul. Dang it. I don't know if it was glass. I have to just get us a little bit more forward and out of this. Oh! Okay, so we're inside of this camp and I just got cut really bad. Oh, man, it stinks in here. I gotta see what happened to my foot. Just look at how heavy these shoes are, and it went right through the shoe and got me on the bottom of the feet. Good thing it didn't stay penetrated. Okay, guys. It's hot, it's humid, it stinks, and now I injured my foot. And I heard people running when they heard my commotion. I could hear people running through the woods. So, wasp and hornet killer. More garbage, a couple of beer cans here and there. Lots of beer cans. So I'll tell you guys a story. Me and Katie got married when we were 18 years old. 2007, 2018 recession. And there were no jobs. And literally, for about an entire month, I was out in these woods collecting beer cans and putting them in my car and taking them to Garden Street to sell for scrap metal because there was no jobs, there was no money. I would make maybe $15 a day. A day. This was 2007, 2008 when the economy crashed down here. Well, in that time period, me and Katie were living in this area and there was no jobs, there's no one to make money. So I would actually go into these places and pick up beer cans and take them to Garden Street in Naples, and we would get $15 a day for it. I would get $15 a day. $5 for gas, $10 to buy me and Katie food. We did that for about a month. Did I sit there and cry and, oh, we can't get no money? And no. When there were no jobs, nobody would hire me. I went into these woods and I picked up beer cans and I would do it all day in the woods. Sometimes what we would get is $15, but it would be enough to eat. You know, and that's the type of determination you got to have in life. You know, some people quit on life and they don't put in the effort they need to. But, you know, me and Katie, we've been through a lot. You know, we've really been through it. And we've never given up through hardship, you know. Most people, when they were in my situation, would have never done that. But, you know, I would go through places like this and pick up all the beer cans I could find and take them to the scrapyard. And we wouldn't get much, but we sure scrap didn't starve. When I tell people we've been through hardship, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Here's a big giant stainless steel spoon. You know, I would have definitely taken this as for scrap metal back then. And I wasn't scrapping in a truck. I was scrapping out of a car because I had a Mercedes Benz at the time. But then I got laid off and I couldn't make the car payment. You can see an upside down share over there. And they put it upside down so that the wood wouldn't rot the deck. That's pretty smart. Means that they probably had plans of coming back here. Let's keep moving to the snake right there. Little ring snake, if you guys saw that. And there were a lot of snakes inside the aluminum cans. Like, there's times where I'd be in the car and there was just randomly be a snake in the car. But that's what we had to do to survive, and we did it. You know? And, man, it was just enough to eat, but we weren't going to starve, you know? And that's what I don't really get about a lot of people in the United States. You know, a lot of people in the United States, man, they're not really willing to put an effort in life when it comes to it. They'd rather go commit a crime or steal or something instead of getting around to work, you know? Then we can go explore the next camp. This camp here, like I said, it's not the biggest one. My foot hurts a lot. I got cut deep. It was like a vine that had a huge thorn that went right through my shoe. But let's get out into the open and come back into these woods to another angle. Alright guys, so this camp is gonna be really bad because I can already smell it. I can't even see it and I can already smell it. We're in here. I haven't seen the camp yet. Through the woods I can smell it. That's pretty bad. And yes, I am out of breath. There's always like, man, you're out of breath. I'm like, no crap, I'm out of breath. It's 100 degrees out here. I'm 280 pounds. What the crap do you expect? It's okay, as long as we're breathing, we're good. But this camp must be horrendous by the fact I can already smell it, even though I haven't seen it yet. And then there's always something like this. You know, like somebody, this looks like a grave. Oh, what the crap is that? Oh, dude, even I killed it, it's still biting. Get off me. Oh, I can see something over here. Gotta have that bug repellent. In fact, that still has a little bit of juice in it left. Wouldn't make a little bit of sense to use it, huh? Dude, that horsefly was insane. It literally bit me, and it didn't let go after I killed it. There's something in here, guys. You can feel it. All right, guys. This is actually a pretty good surprise. Those right there are ear pods, because the person that was living in this homeless camp worked maybe with a lawnmower, and there's probably something hidden underneath here. Sure enough, it's like food. This is fresh. What the crap? Let's see what's in here. So this person here, and this is what I've told you about these homeless camps. People use, you know, this garbage to hide stuff. In the case, let me put this lid back on here. You would think maybe they're hiding something illegal in here. You would think maybe they're hiding something illegal in here. What they're actually hiding is their work equipment. They have ear pods because they're working, earplugs, because they're working on heavy equipment all day. So the person here, this is somebody that's working. This isn't a person that's unemployed. This is a person that's working. And this is the difference between a homeless camp and a place like Florida where there's illegals. A lot of times you see signs of people that are working. Now there's a bunch of stuff in here. Let's see what it is. I hope nobody catches us doing this, because if this is somebody's property, we're definitely going to have a problem. Okay, guys. So these are military grade food rations, or it's also possible that this could be heroin that somebody's stashing out here. It looks like military grade food. It says peas and tomato, but a lot of times drug dealers will stash away their whatever the really bad stuff is. They'll stash it away, make it look like something else, make it look like food rations. So this could very well just be somebody's work camp, but it could also very well be that they're stashing something very bad that looks like food, but it's not. So we don't know what this is. It looks like food, but we really don't know. So this is what I've been telling you guys, that many times a lot of this garbage in these homeless camps may look like garbage, but they're actually great places to stash stuff. If you have something illegal that's very, very problematic, you may just want to hide it. Now this is a rock, which probably a weapon out here. If you have something illegal you want to stash, people stashing in all this garbage. So while it might look, like a homeless camp, you really don't know if that's actually food that somebody's hiding there, or, but it looks like just somebody camping. But never discard the possibility that it could be something else. And a lot of these homeless camps, all this garbage, they're great places to stash stuff, whether, whatever personal belongings a homeless person may have, or if it's somebody on the street, they'll many times come to places like this to stash a load or something because it's too hot. So you never know what type of danger you could run into in a place like this. Now we are in Bonita Springs. This area is known for having a lot of rattlesnakes, and this here is prime rattlesnake habitat. So right here in this spot, we have 3 mango trees growing in the woods. So, food for somebody. If, actually 4. You can actually see a 4th one over there. So 4 mango trees right here in this little spot. We got to get through this stuff. And again, one of the biggest dangers in Bonita Springs is that this is prime Eastern Diamondback territory. If I still lived in this area, I would literally come out in these woods, dig these mango trees out, take them home, and then graft them. Okay, so we're entering a larger camp here. I could tell there was way more camps in this direction, so chances are there's gonna be people in here. Let's see what we can find. Also, there's cactus. So you can tell it's an old camp simply because, there's mango trees, there's cactus, a lot of plants that people plant. Like right here, you see all these cactuses. Actually, somebody just planted these. You can actually tell that somebody just planted a little cactus field right here, and they can use that for food. You can actually eat the cactus. So yeah, there's definitely people living in these woods. Cactus everywhere. Bicycle here. So another huge thing in this part of Florida is this right here. Now this is what the black bears eat, but people actually, this one fell off. This is actually the food for black bears and a lot of other animals. However, people actually pick these berries illegally. They pick them illegally and they sell them for $3 a pound. And this is actually the food for black bears and for a lot of Florida's native wildlife. You can see that there's like a concrete something down there that's been painted. But this would be a great place to metal detect, because there's been so many homeless camps here over the years that there's no telling what you could find on a site like this. But you can see it's prime berry picking season, and normally these berries would be gone, but there's a new law in Florida that prevents the sale, I think, now. So now the berries are actually in the woods, and let me tell you how rare it is to see these berries in the woods, because for the most part, people are picking them. A lot of trails all through here, and I know there's larger camps. I just haven't ran into them yet. Here's another really awkward looking encampment. Now you have a lid. They're obviously hiding something in here. Big tree that fell during the hurricane right here. Now I'm watching my back continually. There's something stashed in there. It could be food, it could be clothing, it could be anything. It could be a huge load of something illegal. We don't know what it is, but here we can see that there's definitely something stashed away. And I'm very curious at this point to see what the crap really is hidden in here. Because it might look like garbage, but it's really not. Wow. In these woods, hidden, it's a bucket that looks like it's got paint in it, but they're using it to stash stuff. There's documents and there's other things in there. Let's see what it is. And you can see another bucket over there. Clearly somebody very cleverly hid this to make it look like garbage, but it's a stash spot. And if we get caught in here by the person who owns this stuff, we're gonna be in a lot of trouble. We're gonna hide the name, but it's a prescription for hydro. All right, guys, so we've discovered a secret stash here. Let's see what's inside of it. Personal artifacts, books, all books, really. Wow, really? It's all just books? Journals and books. Journals and books. And, well, looks like somebody became homeless and they just wanted to save their personal. Well, guys, it looks like what we've discovered here is a stash spot. There's nothing of value. There's nothing illegal. It's somebody's personal belongings. A few journals, a few personal documents, and some personal hygiene. This is somebody who became homeless and they stashed away their belongings in the woods, in the garbage, in hopes that nobody would find them. So it's what I've been telling you guys for a while. When you go to these homeless camps and you see all this garbage, those are just very good places to stash stuff in hopes that nobody finds it. We need to get up out of here ASAP. All right, guys, so there's another camp right here. This one might be active. Coming through. Pasando, primo. There's another camp right here. So it's crazy that you're seeing personal items that don't inherently have a lot of value in them. It's just simply personal belongings that to somebody meant something. Bicycles all taken apart back in here. So these aren't, you know, very valuable things. Here's the other wheel over here that we saw earlier. It's like these are very valuable things. There's just little artifacts of sentimental value. And this spot really is starting to creep me out to the point where I just want to keep moving to another spot. But hidden way up in the woods. Oh, here we go. Here's yet another camp. So it's just, yeah, this just never ends. And again, it's awesome to see all these berries out here that are usually going to be food for the native wildlife that for the last few years humans have been selling. So here's a tarp again. They have a tarp, and I'm sure underneath this stuff they're hiding things that are personal. Here's toilet paper. Good thing to stash away and have in the woods. And of course, we'll see what's over here. Just a bucket. So this is somebody's improvised toilet. Nothing fancy to see here. But I do want to emphasize the idea that I want to get the crap out of here as soon as possible. I'm trying to find my way out of these woods. All right, guys. So while we drive to the next homeless camp, I just want to let you guys know that Bonita Springs is quite possibly one of the nicest cities in Florida. Over 70,000 people, beautiful beaches, great people, lots of diversity nowadays. It's a beautiful, great city with amazing people. I spent, you know, like I said, sorry, I'm out of breath. Oh, those homeless camps suck. You know, I spent a good deal of my youth, you know, right here in Bonita, in North Naples, right, you know, 5 miles away. So This is practically my hometown in a sense. It's a great town. It's great people. It's clean. It's diverse. There's a huge Latino community here. Used to be Guatemalan. It shifted to used to be Mexican, and it shifted to Guatemalan lately. It's growing fast. It's a nice town. It's overall very safe, very clean city. As you can see here, they have a beautiful historic downtown, and it's probably one of the best cities to live in Florida, to be honest. I've even put it on some of my top 10 lists of the best cities to live in. So while we're driving around doing this, I just want to remind you guys that this is a beautiful city in Florida. And this isn't a dump of a city. It's a beautiful city. Historical, rich in history, diverse nowadays. You know, this city is incredible. And it's a shame that, you know, these homeless camps exist in the city, and the vast majority of the people that live here and have lived there their whole lives wouldn't even imagine that Bonita Springs would have these problems. Now, the absolute vast majority of the homeless camps that I go into are going to be U.S. citizens. Not sure why. The people that come here usually come here to work and get their life in order. So you don't find too many illegals really living in these camps. Guys, this is the most well-hidden entrance I've ever had to any homeless camp. I've got cut. I've had to pull half-inch thorns for my legs. This is wow. It's not far away, but man, this is difficult to get in here. I've got cut. I fell down and landed on a thorn tree, and I pretty much got impaled from the top and the bottom by a thorn tree. One of the thorns hit my knee and fell to my freaking bone. And now I might just have to catch my breath, because if I have to run for some reason, I'm winded already. So let's see if we can find ourselves into this homeless camp, which so far has been fairly elusive. All right, guys, this has been the most challenging physical adventure I've ever been on. I'm all cut up. I'm tired. I'm burnt. My skin's itching. I got poison ivy, thorns. Man, what a hostile place. But I think I'm on a trail that'll take me to this homeless camp we've been talking about. Despite the fact I'm winded, tired, itchy. Can you imagine working landscaping all day and coming back to these woods here at night? Unbelievable. Tough lives people live, man. Crazy. This trail comes to an end here too. Now, if we get to this camp, which is becoming ever more difficult, it should be a pretty big camp. It should be, from what I could tell on Google Maps, the biggest camp in the city. But it's been quite the trek through the woods. And let me just tell you, I didn't think it'd be this difficult to get back here. I can feel the poison ivy crawling all over my body. I can feel it start to itch. I can see the homeless camp though. Just a brick to sit on. I can see the camp in front of us. However, boy, am I tired. Boy, am I exhausted. The good thing is Dad lives about 5 miles from here, so I can go to Dad's house. And at Dad's house, I'll be able to take a shower before I go back to Sarasota. I'll go to Dad's house before I leave. See Dad. Pasando, primo. Here it is, guys. This is a huge encampment. I don't know how many people are here, but we're here. Tangled in vines in all directions. This might even be a crap. I mean, they might even be making. Oh, dude. Pasamos, primo. Wow, the stench is unbearable. Wow. Oh, this is disgusting. And now, yeah. Oh. Oh, the smell of feces. Oh my gosh. This camp's abandoned. Wow. Can you believe this exists in Bonita? No hay nadie? Look at this. What the crap is this? I'm already starting to pop up with poison ivy on both arms. Ants. We are now in an illegal homeless camp that's inhabited or was inhabited by illegals. And this quite literally has to be the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. You can see there's more than one person living here. They got cornflakes out. All their food, all their clothes. The smell of this camp is absolutely unbearable. I mean, this is just how somebody could live like this. And this is really well hidden. Like I said, literally I struggled to find this camp. I saw it on a map and they've really just hidden the trails in and out. But you can see they've been drinking some fireballs. And this is one of the few, if not the only, homeless camp of illegals that I've ever found. Most of the homeless camps that we find are inhabited by U.S. citizens, but I know because of the location of this camp that has existed here for a while, the people living here are illegal, and being here is absolutely dangerous. To think that this right here exists in Bonita Springs, Florida is absolutely crazy. And I do suspect that these guys are somewhere in the woods hiding around here, and they ran when they heard me coming, because this does look like an inhabited site. Or it's also possible that they recently abandoned the site, but I don't think so, because there's fresh potatoes here that haven't gone bad. So there's definitely people laid up in this camp here. And I mean, it's just a bed. I mean, living here, you can see there's a machete right there. A black Barbie. Gotta have a girlfriend, you know what I mean? Some goods on the ground to keep the ants off it. Let's get out of here, because this site absolutely worries me. And, you know, there are fresh goods out here, beans, you know, so they are cooking. I'm not going to leave the way I came in. The bathroom's in that direction. You can smell it. Let's get out of here. I mean, this is absolutely dangerous to even be in here. Wild. And really, there's no telling what you could find out here. This is wild. Bonita Springs, Florida. Crazy. Let's see if we can go out the other way, because the way we came in was very challenging. Fresh. You can see they got some vegetables in there. So there it is, guys. This is a homeless camp in Bonita Springs, Florida. Would you believe this exists in Bonita Springs, Florida? Absolutely wild, right? And these are those thorns I was telling you guys about. These trees here have thorns, and they're absolutely unbearable if they get you. I must have got 10 of them in me today, so it's really important for me to go to my dad's house immediately and take a shower and get all this off me, because this poison ivy, if it spreads, can make me sick for weeks. So that's the effort it took to get in there, and we absolutely need to get out of here. And guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You can see back in here is the entrance to another homeless camp back in there. With this little creek, you would imagine that people would come here to drink water, get water for their, not drink it, but yeah, they might drink it, who knows? I mean, if a lot of them came from the desert, you drink desert water. But here's another camp, clearly. And with water accessible. Pasa, primo. ¿Salgo para la Rosemary por aquí o por allá? Para la Rosemary. ¿Por acá salgo? Órale. Ya se fueron mucha gente de aquí, ¿verdad? No queda nadie. Como que había más gente y se fueron, ¿verdad? En el monte había más gente antes. ¿Ya se fueron?
¿No te quedas en el monte?
¿Cómo?
¿Te quedas en el monte?
No, no. No me quedo. Nomás que mi amigo se fue hace mucho tiempo. Y él se mudó, Diego, él se mudó para Guatemala. Y él vivía por aquí hace muchos años. Y él me dijo, pasa por el monte y enséñame cómo está.
¿Ya los mandaron ahí en Guatemala?
Sí, él regresó.
¿Lo agarró el policía?
No, él se regresó. Él dijo que no quería más problemas.
No, lo agarraron y lo aventaron para Guatemala.
Pero él vivía aquí y me dijo, pasa por el monte y que lo extraño. Y me dijo, ¿cómo que el monte? Sí, adelante de la Rosemary hay un monte. Yo tenía ahí, vivía hace años. Y yo lo agarraba aquí en la, ¿cómo se llama esta? La gasolinera. Y le pagaba por el día. Y ya un día me dijo, ya me voy pronto. Pero él vivía aquí él vivía allá.
¿En qué jalas tú?
Yo tenía de limpiar propiedades, pero quebré el negocio, no, ahorita no. Ya por aquí salgo para allá, ¿verdad? Órale, gracias. No, yo tenía un negocio de basura, pero ya quebró porque no te dejan agarrar trabajadores y no quieren pagar muy bien la gente. No, quieren abusar. A lot of people stayed. Now, for the most part, Bonita Springs is the same old Bonita Springs it's always been. I don't think the police in Bonita Springs is gonna have a personal vendetta against the Latino community because they know it's just, this isn't like that bad of a, you know, maybe if the state wanted to do something, they might. But local police agencies here, I mean, these guys really stay out of trouble. All they do is work and go home, you know? And I don't really think this law is going to change anything here in Bonita Springs. It looks about the same old, same old. This parking attendant's pretty crazy. They have a parking attendant. Oye, tremenda gorra que te echaste, mi hermano, de marca. Tireless. Gorrita de marca y todo. Tireless. Tireless. Gorra de billete. Para que la gente sepa que tú tienes billete, hacer con la gorra de marca y todo. But they have a parking attendant here for some reason. I'm not sure why. But anyways, that same old Bonita, nothing changes. Qué clase de calor, mi gente. No cambia. Kind of ballsy walking through here with a camera, putting it in people's faces. We gotta get up out of here, guys. Pero no, ¿verdad? In reality, not much is changing here in Bonita. I mean, everything looks about the same. People are just gonna continue going about their lives, and you know, if you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing to fear. And all these people do is just go to work. But this is the Rosemary Hood. It's a pretty active area. It's a pretty bad neighborhood. Lots of gangs. You know, mostly it's just people working and taking care of their families. But there's also a crap load of gangs here. This is a really gang-ridden neighborhood. It's back here. This is right off of Rosemary. Yep, they've been laying up here drinking beers and muchas cervezas. You could start a whole beer recycling company out here. Lots of homeless camps out here as well. Bueno, un gran saludo a toda la gente bonita aquí de Bonita. La gente bonita de Bonita, los quiero mucho. Gente trabajadora. Verdaderamente es triste ver de la forma que se trata el hispano aquí en la Florida. Esta gente viene aquí a trabajar, no vienen a robar, vienen a trabajar. Y entonces es triste ver lo que quieren hacer los latinos, pero bueno. Y un gran saludito a toda la gente bonita de Bonita. There's a homeless dude right here with all his luggage and baggage on the side of the road. Guys, this was unheard of in Bonita Springs. To see homeless people in Bonita Springs is shocking. This never existed in this community. Here you got people trying to... It's not about you, primo. You got a bunch of homeless people, bro, everywhere in Bonita. You know, it used to be parks where people would bring their kids to play. Now you just got a bunch of homeless people. But this is what Bonita Springs has become, man. These parks were so full of life and, you know, people playing with their kids and families outside barbecuing. And now, you just got, those guys are homeless, dude. Look, they got their bags. This is what they want America to become. They get rid of, this is what though if there's one thing I can say I dislike about the United States is this, bro. What type of country expels hardworking people? A year ago, this park was nothing but families playing with their kids. Now it's a bunch of homeless people everywhere. Like, who's going to want to bring their kids and families to a park when there's a bunch of homeless people everywhere? A year or two ago, all these parks were people playing. Look at this, vacío. Okay, a year or two ago, this was full of life, man. This city was so full of life and families and kids. It was beautiful. People riding their bicycles in the evening. Look at what they've done to my beautiful Bonita Springs, bro. I literally feel like crying, bro. What the crap, man? Yo, like a year ago, there was like people here playing with their kids and families. And now you got a bunch of tattooed up homeless dudes giving you hard looks at the park. What the crap have they done to this city, bro? What type of mentality does it take? Look how beautiful this city, look how beautiful they made this city, bro. Bro, this was all done in the last 5-6 years, making the city beautiful. And now, if you look, this business closed and they got gang graffiti on the side. That was a business here, bro. Look, this business right here failed. This was a business here, bro. I think it was a Circle K. They closed it. And now there's gang graffiti on the side. You know, like the parks that were full of families, not full of homeless people giving you hard looks. Look, I don't even know what the crap that graffiti is. 24. What the crap is that? Like, I don't even know what gang that is. That's a new gang because I've never seen. I know all the gang graffiti from around here because I grew up around here. I don't even know what the crap that gang graffiti means. But anyways, dude, this was like a city that was beautiful. People out and about. And now you have a bunch of like scary looking homeless dudes over there, you know, at the park. You know, like how do you go from what Bonita Springs was 2 years ago to now you have homeless people at the park in downtown? What an embarrassment, bro. This community here, they just opened it up. When they first opened, they had like a 4.6. They're down, their Google rating is down to a 3.1 because they've jacked up the rents $400, $300. People are complaining that they've been jacking the rents up on them. What happened to this city, bro? If only you could just reverse the clock a little bit. If you could just reverse the clock and go back to 6 years ago, man. We just jumped into the Naples side right now. Look how desolate this looks, guys. Have you ever seen Naples this desolate? Look at this. This is supposed to be a traffic jam of people coming through this road. Miren esto. No hay nadie en la 41 vieja. Esto está vacío. Pero eso es lo que ellos quieren. Next time you don't step on a fishing hook, sink somebody with a metal detector. Look at that. Can you imagine that? And it was right on the surface too. Can you imagine that? You're on the beach, having a good time, and all of a sudden, you step on a freaking fishing line? Yo, guys, look at the building that they're gonna put in here in North Naples. This is the Bay House, one of my favorite restaurants in town. Back in my old hood, guys. Anytime I come to this area, I always come in here at the Bay House. One of my favorite restaurants. A little expensive. Oh, there's a valet guy right there. I didn't see him when I pulled up. And we are in Naples, Florida. Very fancy. Tipo 10 de buenos camarones,